Welcome to the insightful world of politics. Today, we delve into the intricate process of the U.S. election. The United States election process is a fascinating journey, filled with primaries, caucuses, and an intriguing system known as the Electoral College. It's through this elaborate process that the people of the United States choose their president and vice president. It might seem complex, but it's a system designed to ensure every voice is heard. From the bustling cities to the quiet rural towns, every American's vote plays a part. The process is not just about the individual, it's about the collective will of a nation deciding its leadership. Most states operate on a winner-takes-all system, where the candidate with the most votes takes all the Electoral College votes of that state. The magic number? It's 270 Electoral College votes. That's what a candidate needs to secure their spot in the White House. Now that we've outlined what the U.S. election entails, let's dig deeper into the process. The first step in the U.S. election process involves the primaries and caucuses. Imagine the United States as a giant talent show where every 4 years, two major political parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, search for their superstar who will run for the presidency. The process of finding these superstars is through primaries and caucuses. Primaries and caucuses are, in essence, intra-party elections. They are the stages where potential candidates strut their stuff, showcase their policies, and try to win the hearts of their party members. The aim is straightforward, to get as many votes as possible. Think of it as the audition stage of our talent show. Now, let's delve a bit deeper. Each state holds either a primary or a caucus where party members vote for their preferred candidate. The candidate who garners the most votes wins that state's delegates. These delegates are a bit like talent scouts, each with a vote to cast at the party convention. The number of delegates per state isn't the same. It depends on the population size. Larger states like California and New York have more delegates, giving them a bit more sway in the decision-making process. It's a bit like having more talent scouts from major cities at our talent show. As the primaries and caucuses progress, candidates start to accumulate delegates. The goal is to secure the majority of delegates because at the party convention, these delegates cast their votes. The candidate with the most votes becomes the party's official nominee for the presidency. It's like the final round of our talent show, where the winner is chosen. At the end of this long and often intense process, each party has their superstar, their chosen nominee, who will represent them in the general election. It's a system that has its complexities, but it ensures that the chosen candidates are representative of their party's members. With the candidates selected, it's time for the real race to begin. The next step takes us to the heart of the election, the Electoral College. Now, the Electoral College isn't a place of brick and mortar, but rather a process, a mechanism that's been in place since the Founding Fathers drafted the Constitution. But why do we have it? Well, it's all about balance, ensuring that each state, regardless of its size or population, has a voice in the election. Here's how it works. Each state is allocated a number of electors equal to its total representation in Congress. That's the sum of its senators and representatives. The District of Columbia gets 3 electors. That brings the total to 538 electors across the nation. A candidate needs at least half plus 1, or 270 votes to win the presidency. Now let's talk about the electors. They are chosen by the political parties in each state and are often party loyalists. On election day, when voters cast their ballots, they aren't voting directly for the presidential candidates. Instead, they're voting for these electors who have pledged to vote for a particular candidate. Most states operate on a winner-takes-all system. This means that the candidate with the most popular votes in a state wins all of that state's electoral votes. There are, however, 2 exceptions, Nebraska and Maine, which allocate their electoral votes proportionally. The Electoral College system truly brings the election to life. But what about those states that hold significant sway over the election outcome? Not all states hold equal weight in the election. Some have the power to swing the election results. This statement highlights the importance of what we call swing states in the U.S. election process. So what exactly are swing states? Well, in the simplest terms, swing states are those states where the competition between the Democratic and Republican parties is so close that the state could swing either way. These battleground states can be unpredictable, with voters' preferences often changing from one election to another. They are the ones who keep us on the edge of our seats on election night, as their results can drastically alter the election outcome. Now, let's switch gears to another significant aspect of the election calendar: Super Tuesday. This is a day like no other in the election process. It's the day when the largest number of U.S. states hold primary elections and caucuses. The results on Super Tuesday can provide a clear indication of who the frontrunners are in the race to become the nominees for the Democratic and Republican parties. It's a day when candidates can't afford to take it easy, as a strong performance can propel them towards their party's nomination, while a poor showing could signal the end of the road. So why are swing states and Super Tuesday so important? Well, they are key pieces of the puzzle in the U.S. election process. They add a layer of complexity and strategy, requiring candidates to not only win over voters nationwide, but also to focus their efforts on these crucial states and this pivotal day. The influence of swing states and Super Tuesday just goes to show how complex and strategic the U.S. election process is. In this intricate dance of democracy, every step, every state, and every vote counts. Beyond the presidential race, there are other important aspects voters should be aware of. Now, let's shift our focus from the presidential election to the congressional elections. These happen every 2 years for the House of Representatives and every 6 years for the Senate. So why does this matter? Well, these elections can significantly shape the political landscape. The members of Congress are responsible for making laws, and their alignment can either support or hinder the president's agenda. For instance, if the president's party controls Congress, it's easier to pass laws. Conversely, if the opposition party holds sway, the president may face more resistance. Moreover, these congressional elections are critical because they provide a check and balance to the powers of the president. It's the Congress that has the power to impeach a sitting president, should the need arise. As you can see, the U.S. election process is a multifaceted and nuanced affair. So, there you have it. The U.S. election process from start to finish. We've journeyed through the basics of the U.S. election, delved into the complexities of primaries and caucuses, and uncovered the pivotal role of the Electoral College. We've navigated the significance of swing states and the power-packed Super Tuesday, and even explored other fascinating aspects of the election. It's a complex process, but one built on the pillars of democracy and the people's voice. From the initial candidate selection to the final vote count, every step is crucial in shaping the future of the United States. We hope this journey has enlightened you, given you a better understanding of the intricate gears that keep the wheels of democracy turning. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the U.S. election process. Please subscribe and like this video for more insightful content.